Oh, hey gang.
Oh, hey gang.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Matthew.
I'm Elizabeth.
And we have so much to cover on this
So many
week's
things.
month's episode.
Crazy stuff.
Lots of crazy stuff. We are going to dive into quite a few things on this episode. We're going to talk about a wedding planning checklist.
Yep.
We are going to talk about our rebrands, all of our travel, and
Some exciting personal stuff.
so many things. We'll dive into all the travel and personal things
At the end.
so stick around for that. But first, we're going to go ahead and dive right into this wedding planning checklist. We have a wedding show coming up, so it's kind of timing for us.
Yeah.
And super excited to share all of this knowledge with you guys. I mean, obviously you can Google, wedding planning checklists, but we're going to keep it pretty unique and tell you our thoughts on a few things.
Yeah.
And
You want to just start?
yeah, you want to dive right in?
Yeah.
Let's
You got
always
this.
dive right in. So on average, couples get engaged about 12 to 18 months in advance. Some of the things that obviously you do kind of right away is, maybe tell your friends and family. Then, as far as wedding planning goes, obviously you want to pick a date
and a venue.
And, that really just kind of is a reflection of, what kind of theme you're going for, whether it be, a vineyard in Napa Valley or a ballroom here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And so it's just really dependent upon, and then obviously, date would reflect, time of year you would want to get married.
Yeah, that's honestly, I would say, really, really important.
Yeah.
Sometimes people choose dates based off of special dates, like anniversaries or different things, but other people choose based off of the time of year. I mean, think about if it's a summer wedding and how hot and miserable you're gonna be. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and also depending upon, your location, you're not going to want to get married in Florida in the middle of August or September.
No.
Because that's hurricane season.
Yeah. But, that there's a reason why spring and fall are the, busy seasons for weddings, because they're the best time of year.
What is it? I think the order of operations for months that are most booked, I believe, is September, October, May, June.
Yeah.
And then I guess April, July, November, March.
Now you're just
August.
naming all of them. Pretty
Kinda,
much just not July, right?
Yeah, or December, January is also kind of slow.
Because depending on where you live, it's cold.
Right.
But in California, we still, have some
Florida,
weathers.
yeah. If you're in the sun belts, you pretty much can get married year round except for the summer because it's too hot.
Yeah.
Or you could just get married indoors. But we digress. 12 to 18 months, you kind of want to work on the, facts and, figures and things that are going to kind of set you up for success in your wedding planning journey.
Figuring out a budget.
A budget's important.
And how, just kind of the big picture of what you're looking for in your wedding day,
Exactly.
The theme, roughly how many guests you're wanting to invite, just kind of getting a general idea. So then once you start booking your vendors and other things, was that Luna?
Yeah.
She's sniffing at the door.
Golfing at the door.
Is she in here? But anyways, I lost what I was
The joy of having 3 dogs.
saying. I was like, let's leave them out of the room because so they don't distract us, and then they distract
Here they
me.
are.
Anyways, okay, so let's move forward.
Yeah, and talking about budget, I have a few things that I've kind of created on my blog that kind of touch on different overall price points. So, I'd say majority of the couples that book me have a budget somewhere between $30,000 and $70,000 for their overall wedding budget. So I have a blog for each $30,000 price point, $50,000 price point, and $70,000 price point, just to kind of give you a range of ideas on maybe where to spend your money, percentage points, if you will, 20 or 40% on your venue, which is generally what you're going to do. 20% for, your photographer, 20% for your DJ. Just kind of general rule of thumb of things, right?
Yeah.
And it all depends on, what your priorities are.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, just, your budget, you want to kind of set aside the vendors that are most important to you or the things that are most important to you, and then obviously that's going to be a little bit more of your budget versus other things that are not as important to you.
Yeah, and so if dance party is not important to you, then you don't need to set aside 20%.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And you probably don't want to hire me.
Maybe food's most important to you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Spend more on your catering or, your flowers. Whatever is the most important thing to you, figuring that out early on is important.
Yeah, and some other things that kind of go along with the 12 to 18 month time period is, kind of creating what ideas you want to have for your theme, your color scheme, creating those Pinterest boards.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you?
I love Pinterest.
Yeah, I have. I think I've seen you call you a few times.
Oh my.
Your personal Pinterest.
I'm like pinning all my office ideas right now.
Yeah, and you just launched your business Pinterest recently.
Yeah,
You're about to blow that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pinterest, all the social medias we have, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Snapchat, and it's just LinkedIn.
I will say, Pinterest is a liar, okay?
Is it?
It just, you're looking at Pinterest and there's these beautiful weddings and images on there and, half the time they're style shoots or half the time they're like $500,000 weddings, okay? So it's great for inspo, but it's really hard to match the Pinterest expectations because it's not real.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Moving on. Give me a kiss. I love you.
I love you.
Next kind of thing that kind of goes into the 12 to 18 month time frame is picking out your wedding squad. And, we were actually talking about this earlier, the wedding squad, the wedding party is kind of becoming a trending thing where it's not so formalized. So back when I first started doing weddings, it was a very formal, not even just process of selecting your vendors, but, even announcements at the, wedding reception. So full names, Mr. and Mrs. and bridesmaid and groomsmen, whatever. Now it's it went to the point where it was just okay, now we're just gonna say bridesmaids and groomsmen all introduced in one group. Yeah. And now it's and now ladies and gentlemen, the wedding party. So it's become very casual, and it's just been interesting.
I also just listened to a podcast that was saying that the
vendor table.
The vendor table.
Shout out to the vendor table.
This morning at the gym, the Gen Z generation is kind of getting rid of bridal parties, I guess. So the newer, the new wedding generation that's coming through, they're getting rid of them fully or having really small bridal parties, which is really interesting. I will say I support it 100%.
Yeah, well, I mean, just, I think Elizabeth was about to go into this, but, if you have a smaller wedding party, then you have fewer wedding pictures to take during the cocktail hour.
Bridal parties, I love it, and I love them because they can be really fun, and you can get some really fun pictures.
I love them too because of what she just said. They can be a lot of fun.
But then they can also be a lot of work and stress and time, and half the time they're not listening, or anyways, that's a whole nother episode.
Wrangling cats sometimes.
But or someone's missing or something. I don't know. There's always something.
And that's where a good DJ photo duo comes in handy because we can be really helpful for each other.
And then,
I have a microphone, she has a camera.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so it just takes a lot of time out of your day as far as pictures go. And that can go into your time for your you and your honey's pictures, or family photos, or just reception photo time. Bridal party can take a long time if you have a big one. So You know, if
Yeah.
you really want a large bridal party, just think about that. That's all.
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to say don't do it. Just be aware of the amount of time that pictures take with a big bridal party.
Lots of time.
Anyways, okay.
All right, moving into like 12 months. So right kind of at the 12-month mark.
Your vendors.
Your vendors. I mean, and you kind of want to prioritize based on what's most important to you. So like for instance, you know, I'm a DJ, she's a photographer. If DJ is really important to you, if photographer is really important to you, try to book them a year/12 months in advance. It makes important, you know, to, you know, book your favorite vendors further in advance than say ones that, you know, maybe are lesser on your priority list.
Yeah.
Which
It
is
really,
fine.
I mean, I suggest booking all your vendors in advance just because you might not get your favorite or first choice.
Well,
based
sometimes
on
people
availability.
have, you know, deposits and you kind of want to space those out.
No, for sure. I just
Yeah.
meant like don't wait till last minute for any vendor, you know.
Yeah,
Like-
and absolutely, you know, when you are in that process, make sure you're really doing your thorough research, especially on the ones that, you know, you're really important to, you know, what you envision for your wedding day or weekend.
Yep.
So, you
Yeah,
know, make
really,
sure you're
really.
diving into their websites, their blogs if they have them, their reviews, schedule
Have
a
a call.
consultation with them
Yep.
to get to know them, and, you know, really, if nobody is willing to do a consultation with you,
That's a big red flag.
big red flag.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
And, you know, you shouldn't book before that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times, I think you've had this too, like, you know, I've had couples that, you know, reached out to me just a few months in advance, and somehow, I had one wedding that booked me, I think 2 weeks in
Oh
advance.
my god.
And it was like my only May date available that year, and I think they just, you know, they had a DJ that fell through, and that you hear that story all the time.
Yeah,
You get,
it does happen.
because you just didn't vet people enough, you didn't check their communication style and how well they communicate. It's so important to do your research and vet your vendors.
That your vendors.
Yep.
Yep. And make
Yep.
sure that you get along and like each other. Because
Yeah.
like we are with you all day
All
long.
day long.
And if you don't get along with us or you don't vibe or any of it, then that affects your day. And we
That's
want
right.
to be there for you, and we want you to feel comfortable with us. And, you know, I think that's like one of the most important things.
Absolutely.
Okay, next.
Yes. And so going from, you know, looking at your vendors and figuring out who they are, it's also important to kind of stay in touch with each other. And I personally recommend and can help plan fun little date nights.
Yeah.
And, you know, just like so, you know, if you're getting married on the 12th of the month, then, you know, say you're getting married September 12th, then every 12th of the month prior to your wedding date, have little date nights and kind of make it leading up to, get some things on your checklist, check in with your wedding vendors that, you know, maybe you have questions about and want suggestions, because, you know, we're professionals and we are here to help. We just honestly, genuinely want to help you guys have a really fun day. Yeah. So that's what we do.
Yeah.
Date nights, and we got ideas, you know, for how we can help with that. More on that later. I have blogs. I have things.
Yeah.
You have things.
Yeah.
We all do.
Alright, let's keep going.
So about 9 months out, make sure you have all your vendors selected.
At least the main ones.
Yeah. And then
And then save the dates.
Save the dates and invitations, or want
So,
to be
you know,
designed.
Pick your photographer, have an engagement session so you can send out those save the dates. And so that people know.
So people know, and, you know, so like, you know, your favorite people can, you know, mark that on their calendar.
Exactly. And especially
And-
if you have a destination wedding, I think they even
yeah.
say to do save the dates sooner, right?
Yeah, because people got to plan for that. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I got to book a hotel room for 3 nights.
And like a flight, yeah.
And a flight and all that. Although the best time to book a flight is roughly 30 to 60 days in advance. There's like that little window that is the best time. I mean, probably for international flights, maybe a little further in advance. Domestic flights, 30 to 60 days in advance.
Yeah.
Facts.
Fun facts.
All right, moving
6
into
months.
6 months in advance.
Your dress.
Your dress, and like fittings for persons.
Yeah, alterations take a very long time for bridal dresses.
Yeah?
I've been told.
Okay.
I don't personally
You don't know?
know, but
You don't know?
I don't know. But like, I mean, it depends on the person doing it. But I've been told from people that even like sometimes getting their dress to them, like when they go try one on, it's not actually in the store, and then that takes months, and then alterations take months. So like, get your dress and get that thing altered and ready, and then do like a final fitting, later on. But getting that taken care of early is very important.
That's right. And then I'd say a lot of people love the next thing on this list, and that's planning your honeymoon.
Ooh.
Getting those ideas, if you're doing like a sandals or going to Europe, or I personally love Santorini. I mean,
I've never been. But.
shout out to all my couples that have been, because I had quite a few. Yeah, it's, and I can help, plan some. I mean, obviously we're, traveling wedding pros, so between the two of us, we've been to some places. I mean, just, for weddings alone, we've done weddings from Virginia to Florida to California to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we know some things. I've been to Europe a couple times. She has too. I've been to Mexico a couple times. You been to Mexico?
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope. And I live really close to it my whole life.
We're going to have to make that happen. We going to Cabo or
Something.
Cozumel. Let's get it. And I've been all over the Caribbean. So if you need advice on honeymoons, we got you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, 3 months
3
out.
months.
Yes.
Finalize details. Okay.
Yeah, like, check in with your vendors, Check in with, the people that are most important to you, vendors and your people, like, your wedding party, your parents, see how everybody's doing with anybody that's helping you out with things. Have you finalized and figured out where you're doing your bachelorette parties? That all is important, get it all done by 3 months out, because if you go past that, you are a little late. And you're going to be playing catch up until your wedding day. And you don't want to do that. You want it to be stress-free, relaxing. Again, do those fun date night ideas to kind of ease the stress and make wedding planning a little more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're kind of finalizing a lot of the smaller details with your maybe like smaller vendors even.
Yeah.
Or if you're doing a lot of like DIY stuff, I would be making sure you're getting all that stuff and putting all that together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're not saving it till like the last month.
But I highly recommend hiring professionals for the things that are really important to you.
Yeah.
And, minimizing DIY as much as you can. I know budgets come into play. Although I will say that even though you think it might be cheaper
Sometimes
to
it's actually not.
do DIY, sometimes it's actually cheaper to actually hire a professional, because
And it's less stress.
and it's less stress. Like, don't make yourself work harder when you don't need to.
Exactly.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, 1 month out, time to get weird.
Seating chart.
Seating charts. RSVPs, make sure those are finalized so you can do the seating chart.
Yeah, that's big.
For those getting married in the South, go check out your wedding venue, Bury the Bourbon.
I had no idea what that was until like
Yes.
10 minutes ago.
So for the people that haven't done a wedding in the South, we do this thing called Bury the Bourbon. And basically it's an idea where, you bury a bottle of bourbon 1 month before your wedding date at your wedding venue, and you bury it upside down so water won't trickle into it, and then it's supposed to make the rain not happen.
I guess.
And then you dig it up after your ceremony, and
Do you drink it at your reception?
yep, you just take it to the face.
All right.
All right. My sister did it. And
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool. I just never heard of it
There's
before.
a beautiful picture of my sister taking a bottle of bourbon to the face.
Nice.
It's epic.
Nice. At this point, though, you'll be meeting with all your vendors with your like details meetings, finalizing timeline, finalizing all the little
Layout.
details, like layout. You know, as a photographer, I meet with my couples 1 to 2 months before, and we go through everything, timeline, family list, you know, what they are wanting for pictures, everything. All of the things.
All of the things.
So then hopefully when you're 1 month out, like almost everything's done and organized,
and
you
by
don't
a
have
week out,
to stress.
you just need to be done. Like you just need to be, okay, take PTO. You got saved up. Hopefully you do. And then, you know, take that whole week off. And then, or 2 weeks, because maybe you're going to go straight to your honeymoon after your wedding night, or, you know, the next day, or you're having a farewell brunch and then going on your honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and, you know, right before, speaking of wedding week, like, you know, it's really important, like a couple of days before, start packing for the wedding night and, you know, gathering things, get maybe, you know, your best man or maid of honor or, you know, point person that can help you make sure you're gathering the right things, even your partner. And, you know, for the wedding night or the honeymoon if you're going right afterwards.
Yeah.
So make sure you have all those things. And, you know, we have so many ideas that we could share more on. We could probably talk on this for a few hours. We're not going to do that.
No, but
we are going to put together a PDF for
with more details.
With more details to share with our couples that reach out to schedule a consultation and you know, see us at wedding shows, so on and so forth. We just want to be as helpful as possible. That's why we do what we do. And, you know, we want y'all to have fun too.
Yeah.
We don't want it to be stressful. It shouldn't be.
Well, it is no matter what, but you should try really hard to not let it be stressful and have fun.
If y'all have any ideas or thoughts on this wedding planning checklist, drop them in the comments. So yeah, we literally got a lot going on in the past month. Literally, you know, we were out in California for a while, and I was in Virginia for a while Elizabeth was still in California doing all the weddings. She is about to dive right into her editing cave, which I guess she's
in it.
She's in it.
I'm tired, but I'm okay. I think.
But a couple weeks ago, we started our journey back to the East Coast. We had a pit stop in Las Vegas. That was a lot of fun. We actually won some money. That was cool.
A little bit.
Yeah, we stayed at the Excalibur, which was interesting.
Yeah.
They didn't have a microwave or a
mini fridge.
And then we went to the ABQ, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yep.
Stayed at a brand new town place.
That was really nice.
That was really nice. And which was weird because the next night we stayed at a residence in Oklahoma City
that was awful.
Was way outdated and did not have any proper pots and pans because apparently people thought it was okay to just steal stuff.
And they didn't have a bedspread. It just had a sheet.
Yep. And then we stayed outside of Nashville. And then we got back to Richmond, Virginia, where we loaded up a U-Haul and drove down here to Atlanta, which is a perfect segue, honestly, for our personal news. First of all, when we took the road trip from California, we did it in our new car.
Yeah.
And it's
new car.
A 2021 Ford Explorer. Can hold all the dogs and my sound equipment. A little tight, but yeah.
It's good. It's okay.
You know, I've never had a vehicle that could hold a whole bunch of dogs and my sound equipment. So
yeah.
And it's pretty good on gas mileage. I think when I saw it last, it was at 23 miles per gallon.
Because they care.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is. And then we are right now in our new home.
Yeah.
Super excited. We are in the Upper West Side of Atlanta, and you know, we're just super excited to have a home base.
It's been a crazy couple weeks.
Yeah.
Because moving and
I've been all over the place with travel.
Didn't really know how much stuff we had.
Yeah. And that U-Haul, fun.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
The really big news is, well,
oh goodness.
Elizabeth and I are engaged. Yep, we are engaged. I guess, it's, probably obvious. Some of y'all probably already knew. We've told a few people already, our family and closest friends. But it's fun. It's been fun with this one.
Yeah.
It's, we got some ideas of what we're going to do, but, maybe we'll share those, maybe we won't.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll be surprised.
Yeah. So new car, new house, and also
we're getting married. And we rebranded.
And we rebranded so that couples can find us easier, and it makes our brands make more sense. My business name is now completely celebrated.
Mm-hmm. And I am completely captured.
So with the both of us, you can be completely covered.
Okay.
Yeah, so many fun things. I hope you guys enjoyed the wedding planning checklist. I hope you guys oh goodness, the dogs. I love them. I love them so much. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the wedding planning checklist. Hope you guys enjoyed our travel and our news.
Yeah, there's so many things. Stay
New car,
tuned.
new house, new brands, and we're engaged. Hold that ring up one more time. We love you guys.
All right.
Stay tuned for the next episode. See you soon.